Okay, hello everyone, good morning, this is Alka and we are starting today's live. So before starting the live, we will just discuss about what is actually today's newspaper is all about. So in yes, front page there is a news which is related to your S. Jaishankar visit to your China, where we have separately said that please don't forget what we have talked in BRICS, that we will going to deal the problem of terrorism separately. That is actually the news. Plus yes, I am actually waiting for some more updates related to this. Then we will going to discuss about the article. Then there is yesterday we have talked about the Maratha Empire legacy, and today it is in current affairs that 8th class NCRT, they will going to include a specific chapter or specific a wider range lessons will be included related to your Maratha Empire. So yes, Maratha Empire now will be included. That's why from this year point of view, from this year perspective, Maratha Empire becomes very important from examination point of view. Chances are very high that they can ask questions from Maratha Empire. Then there is a question related, then there basically article which is related to the Gurugram, that is present in the Delhi NCR, urban flooding. Just in 1 hour of raining in our Delhi NCR and the Gurugram area, the sewage system is so worse that like literally people, they prefer taking boats rather than driving their cars or driving their vehicles, because this is the actually one of the poorest. Gurugram is one of the developed, one of the area if in our Delhi NCR, where majority of the people from different parts of Delhi, including your Haryana and UP, like NCR part of UP, they are actually daily coming this particular area for their job, because this is also considered as one of the emerging cyber hub and job and employment related area. But still, when we see the condition of this particular area during your rainy season or monsoon, it is actually at its worst, at its peak. Majority of the people, they die also every year because of the current shocks and because of the flood. Because yes, in Gurugram area there are various underpasses can be seen, and those underpasses are flooded like at a very higher level of flood can be seen. Like person like me, the person like with my height, they will definitely going to drown in that particular flood. So yes, this is also the article. Then we are also talking about the different initiative, and one of the major initiative or schemes which we will study today is your RODIS scheme. Then there is also a news which is related to biostimulus. What is biostimulus? It is actually very important, because yesterday only I have told you yes, environment and agriculture point of view is very important, because every year to justify the forest paper, forest prelims also, because we are conducting same prelims, that's why it is mandatory to basically go through that as well. Then obviously Israel-Gaza news is there. Ki now again more than 90 people has been killed because Israel attacked your Gaza. So war situation is still there. Again your Trump said that I'm warning you Russia. That is the different thing which is actually current in news. But yes, coming back, okay, yes, one of the biggest news, how can we forget that, Shubhanshu Shukla, after 18 days safely he has visited to our place. Now in detail, tomorrow we will going to study about what are the 7-point experiments Shubhanshu Shukla has done on your International Space Station. What is International Space Station and how things are actually, what are the things we have found by experimenting that, because moong ka dal, which we call sprouts, have been grown, so that in future if any person from earth is going to International Space Station or any other part, so is that possible we can grow sprout in that particular condition and have that food, that as a part of nutrient or as a food. So tomorrow we will study in detail. Hema Shalini, acha, you are enrolled student if I am not wrong. Okay, what I will do, I will like on the daily basis I am preparing these PPTs along with the weekly current affair. I will share these PPT to the concerned authority of your IAS Origin. They will going to share these PPT of daily newspaper analysis PPT to you guys for the enrolled students. Okay, is that okay, Hema Shalini? If I am not wrong, you are part of IAS Origin. You are part of our class system, right? Now, okay, there is one more thing which is very important. Few days back we have discussed about ki glaciers are melting at a very higher scale, and this is also the reason that chances of volcanic eruption increases, because the pressure, because of the ice, because of the glaciers, there was a pressure on volcano, because of which they were not erupting. But because of melting of the glaciers, these volcano is actually erupting. Yeah, the frequent eruption of volcanoes can be seen. ठीक है. Same, because of this glaciers and volcanic eruption, if I say the earth rotation have also, the speed of earth rotation has also been increased. This is also directly associated with two major factors, that is basically one is a glacier melting and another one is basically your frequent volcanic eruption. How? Because of the pressure, glacier pressure on the surface. अभी क्या होता है ना कि for example I'm moving very fast. अब someone puts let's say 10 kg on me, so my speed will reduce. And if someone going to put more like let's say 20-30 kg, then also my speed will going to become little bit more slow. But when you will start removing that particular weight from my back, my speed will going to increase. The same condition is going with your earth, because currently, because ice is melting, because of which your pressure on earth is reducing. That's why the speed rotation of the earth speed has been increased. That is not good for climate and future purposes. Secondly, because of the volcanic eruption, the pressure has been created, and the core, the particularly the lava, which is basically the lava which is actually moving, it has a magnetic qualities. So because of those magnetic qualities also disturb, because of which the speed is increasing. So these factors are not only affecting our environment, but they are also affecting the speed, which might lead to various shift in the geography or climatic conditions, or different kind of things can be seen. For example, Rajasthan Thar deserts में we hardly experience these kind of rains, but from past few years there are a lot of rain which can be seen in Rajasthan. Then in Sahara desert, we are making your proper green wall is made around your Sahara desert region, so that no more desertification can be carried. That means कि जितना Sahara desert है, whatever the distance of Sahara desert should be, that should be limited then and there. But we are not even planning to convert a desert into green area, because majority of the climate or weather which we see in our country, or which we see in the Central Asian part of the country or this part of the world, is actually dependent on the desert area of Africa as well. So we as a country, we as a particular globe, we are monsoon and climatic things are considered, connected with each other. So once these natural balances will going to disturb, then definitely they will going to change the whole climatic and weather system of the country and the world. So that's why this is also very important news. Now starting with, from this particular article, we have covered what are the types of rhinos, what are the initiative, what is this particular initiative is all about, and what are the basically, specifically currently rhinos are in news because of their horn, basically the tusk or basically the horn which is present at their nose in this particular area. Why it is important? Because they are poached in, basically they have been killed or hunted basically because of this horn only, and therefore and for their skin. But why horn? What is the importance of horn, and what are basically the scientific reasons why this particular thing is important? That is equally important, because UPSC has already asked question on rhinos. So chances are there, rather than asking about differences and types, they can ask you about the horn of rhinos. Now first of all, what is Rhodis? RODIS. This is not Rhodis of Raghu Rajiv show of MTV. This is Rhodis India program. Now what is Rhodis? Rhodis is related to rhino DNA sampling. So it is related to DNA sampling. Like for example, in our cases, like in for example, if someone is murdered or someone is raped or someone is like some kind of physical harm has been done to any person, so our forensic team via the DNA testing or via the sperm testing or via these kind of by hair, like some dead body a hair strand has been found, so from there while forensic study we can find out ki bhai which particular person might be involved in these particular crime. Same goes with rhino, because majority of the rhinos, they are killed for basically various purposes. Specifically Chinese people are responsible for this, because they believe the horn of rhino have a medicinal qualities, and that is specifically used by China people for their medicinal values. That's why rhinos are killed, and then horns basically have been poached specifically in your China, and there are other countries also where we are illegally exporting these things, but China is the major hub. Now, through these rhino DNA sampling, we are actually working, we are actually analyzing, we are working to basically curb the problem of wildlife crimes which is related to your rhino. So recently what has basically occurred, why this particular thing is in news again, because a specialized team of Assam Forest Department and your Wildlife Institute of India, it is an organization, has initiated a genetic analysis of samples collected from 2573 rhino horns and will add them to Rhino Dis India DNA data library. So it is basically a DNA data library where the sample of these horns has been connected, and each, but just say for example every individual has different DNA. Like there might be chances कि 99% of the DNA will be same, but 1% there will be always a difference. So no two fingerprints and no two DNAs are same like in rhinos. The horns, say whatever the data they have collected, the DNA sample they have collected, every rhino has different DNA. So from there we can understand which particular rhino in future, if any particular type of a crime has been committed with them, so that we can understand ki basically which particular rhino was involved. I guess there is some problem related to system, but yes, let me conclude basically carry forward with the same. So what are rhinos? Rhinos in our country majorly present in basically your Assam region. Maximum rhinos which are present in our country is basically Assam, and Assam may be the national park which is very famous, that is Kaziranga National Park. Every year when Brahmaputra is flooded, majority of the actually these rhinos suffer, including your other animals as well, but majority of the one-horned rhinos, they are suffering, and majority of the one-horned rhinos also die during this flood. But every year the same problem arises, and China is also enhancing this problem, because whenever China see ki bhai yes Brahmaputra is actually flooded, they also release water from your Brahmaputra from their side. So from on the very border, from where in Arunachal Pradesh your Brahmaputra enters in our city, they have created 2 to 3 dams, and they are also creating world largest dam, so that they can basically play, this is known as hydro diplomacy or water diplomacy. So accordingly they can release water so that they can create, like if there is a problem, if the flow of Brahmaputra is low and water level is down, then they will going to stop the water of Brahmaputra to create problem related to drinking water in our country. When there is a flood in country, majority of the time they release water to create havoc or to create disaster in our country. Same we are also basically following same thing with in this water river system. We are also basically playing water diplomacy or hydro diplomacy with Pakistan, but we are also facing the same thing from this side as well. So yes, initiated hope so. No, it's not yet working. Just give me 2 to 3 minutes more, I will get back. Just allow me 2 minutes because the system has been hanged. And not only in basically your these are not only prominent in your basically India region only. These one-horned rhinos can also be seen in part of your basically Nepal as well. So there are on an average 5 types of varieties of rhinos which can be seen in this part of the country, and also in the kya bolte hain, Southeast Asian part of the country. And our rhino is the second largest. On number 1 there is a white rhino which is present in your Indonesia and this region. So majority of the rhinos of the world can also be seen in your Indonesia region, and every rhino is not a one-horned rhino. There are 2 to 3 rhinos variety or species which are one-horned, but yes, majority of the species of rhinos are actually two-horned species as well. We will see which of the following are two-horned and which of the following species of rhinos is your one-horned rhinos. So here Indian rhinos or one-horned rhinos which are present in Kaziranga, they are not only the one which are present in Kaziranga only in India, they are also present in Nepal. Now, rhinos are not only present in Kaziranga, they are also present in Manas National Park, which is also part of your Assam system, Probitro National Park, which is also part of your Assam National Park, which is also actually part of Assam. And majority of these basically national park which I am talking about, they are present on the Brahmaputra river or the catchment area of Brahmaputra river. Just give me a second, I'm almost done. So yes, what is this? Okay, getting back. Now, what is this program is all about? So we have studied, it's a wildlife forensic tool that was specially developed to investigate the wild crime cases. So we have already discussed why this Rhodus your Rhodis, you can say Rhodus your Rhodus particular initiative has been taken. It is basically related to the rhinos, to look after the crimes or the wildlife crime which is related to hunting and poaching of the rhinos which are present in this region, and it will going to provide a scientific and technical support to the people so that they can easily find out if any such wildlife crime has been committed with them. Under this, the analysis is actually approved by which ministry? This is also very important, that is Ministry of Environment and basically your Forest and Climate Change. So UPSC always ask, majority of the time they ask in prelim statement कि this particular initiative is under this and this ministry and so organization is involved. Same goes with report also. If any report and indexes has been released, then they will going to ask you कि which are the organization which are involved, या only one person, or like it is this particular report is actually published annually, biannually, or quarterly. So like do focus on these things. So from here, same from here, with this particular initiative, the approval, whatever the analysis has been done, will be approved by Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. So which ministry is involved? So Ministry of Environment and Climate Change is very important. Then Rhodis is used basically for DNA indexing system, where they can study this genetic system, and every individual rhino has signature unique DNA, as we have already discussed. But yes, these are basically the qualities of your rhino or Rhodis scheme. Now, what is a rhino horn? Rhino horn is basically majority, it's actually same as your hoof, or क्या बोलते हैं, we call it as घोड़े की नाल. So whatever the foot of that particular hoof part of your horse, same, these two particular contents are actually same. Now, this is not bone. Okay, this is not bone, this is a type of protein which is actually important for growth of hair and nails in human, that is keratin. Majority of the shampoo and majority of the hair care related products which you will going to see in the market, they actually, and majority of the multivitamins currently which they are talking about the health and growth of the health and basically nails, biotin and keratin is the major component which is involved, and specifically for the growth of your hair, keratin protein is very important, and this particular horn is specifically majority made of keratin. Plus, it is not hollow from inside. This is particularly full with keratin. This is one of the prominent reason why these particular keratin has been, these particular horns, these animals has been killed or poached by the people to export this particular area which has a highly medicinal value. But according to some study, it is not yet clear that they have medicinal values, but Chinese people and the different beauty standards, a company which are actually present in USA and different parts of the world, they are using this particular keratin present in the horn of basically rhinos for their beauty or cosmetic brands. So this is also very important, plus calcium content is also there. But what is important, it is made of a protein that is known as your keratin, and they can grow to some extent. Every year they are growing inches and inches. Maximum they can go is your 25 inches. That is also the reason. Now Chinese people are also using the skin of dinosaur bol rahi hu, the skin of donkeys. Just imagine, because of which there was a time when they were purchasing donkeys from Pakistan. Why? Because not for the labor purpose, they were purchasing donkeys from Pakistan because the skin of donkeys, according to them, they are very good and anti-aging, like they can be used for anti-aging. That's why they were killing donkeys at a very large scale just to fulfill their need for anti-aging. So their particular skins of donkey was used for anti-aging. Vitamins and supplements science plus anti-aging cosmetic industry. So donkeys were killed. Specifically, there are different plants which are grown in Himachal areas. Special agriculture and special farming of those particular plants has been done. And what is the importance of that particular plant? I'm not getting the name. And in tak, if I remember the name, and I will let you, and if not, then I will tell you tomorrow. So for example, this is like, let's say this is the plant wala portion, and here in the roots of that particular plant there is an insect. Currently I'm not getting anything, but I'm just telling you the concept. Tomorrow or at the end I will let you know everything. So here is in these nodules, these insects, they basically stay and they die over there, and they enrich the plant as well, and they enrich this root system of the plant also, and this root system has a highly medicinal and cosmetic properties. That's why Chinese people are also basically killing using these insects which are present under this nodule. The enrichment, it's a vice versa process ki this particular insect is benefiting from the plant and plant is benefiting from that particular insect. So they kill that particular insect, and the root is used for the cosmetic industry, and special farming of that particular crops are, that particular plant is also done in Himachal Pradesh, and we are exporting them to your China. So this is also very important. Tomorrow I will let you know in detail actually what is all about. But here, yes, horn is very important. Now we will study in detail basically what is horn qualities, further qualities of horn. So horn is made up of what? Keratin is the same protein as we have discussed, which is important from human nails and hair point of view. They continuously grow. We have discussed 2 centimeter per year. So UPSC can ask you if it has a limited growth. The answer is no, it doesn't have a limited growth. It goes up to your 2 centimeter per year. And they are not hollow. We have already discussed they are composed of compacted keratin layers. That is why it is very important. Plus it contains melanin and calcium. Our body requires calcium at a very higher scale, and melanin is also important for skin color. So in our current cosmetic industry and our current Bollywood and basically Hollywood industries, people prefer doing these melanin operations so that the decoloration can be like to become fairer. The other particular people, they actually operate themselves keep melanin production should stop. So this melanin, and that's why actually very important from skincare point of view. So yes, that's why these people, the hunters and poaching of this particular animal is done for this horn, because it is highly rich in protein, highly rich in calcium, highly rich in melanin, which are very important for body and cosmetic industry of the current system. So keratin, melanin and calcium can grow continuously. 2 centimeter per year tak they can grow. It is not hollow from inside. It is actually keratin layers which are present. That's why this is more important, and this is actually the factor which by which they are actually killing these people. And yes, it is continuously growing in us. You have noticed continuously growing in a this kind of a shape. That is why it is very important, and it has a unique keratin. We have already discussed it has a unique keratin layer influenced by diet and climate. So whatever the diet and climate will be, the keratin level or the keratin ka quality will be accordingly. If rhino is having a good diet and living in a good climatic condition, it will directly going to affect the structure or shape of the horns, which are like of horns of your rhino. That's why they are illegally traded for false medicinal beliefs. As I already told you, yet it is not properly proven anywhere that these particular rhinos and the keratin which is present has a very highly medicinal values. It has, but the way they have been poached, the number in which they have been hunting and poaching by the people and they are illegally traded, that is not actually something justified. Now animals are also very important from one more diplomacy, just an extra knowledge which we called as animal diplomacy. Animal diplomacy mein recently our Prime Minister have visited Namibia, and in 2008 around we have actually from that we have started the initiative, and recently under project cheetah and different initiatives we have reintroduced 8 cheetah in our MP, that is from Namibia. Cheetahs has been reintroduced, matlab they have been taken to your India, and the climatic condition which is favorable like your Namibia is your Kuno Palamu National Park, that is basically in MP. So this is part of your animal diplomacy. So we are doing hydro diplomacy, we are doing basically soft diplomacy, defense human diplomacy, technological diplomacy, but animal diplomacy is also done. Same kind of diplomacy was started by China, that is panda diplomacy. Same orangutan diplomacy, that is orangutan are a kind of a great apes, one of the super and the majority highly brilliant breed of these great apes, or in short we bole gorilla ka hi there are part great, वैसे तो we don't call it as a gorilla, we call it as a great ape ka part. They are highly intelligent people and they are highly they can adapt themselves in this society. So those orangutan diplomacy was done by Southeast Asian countries, and orangutan was asked by UPSC twice. Number one, orangutan in the jungles of Thailand and Malaysia, he was found that one of the orangutan was actually injured. So after some time, by continuously watching that orangutan, we have found that though that particular orangutan have went to a medicinal herb plant, he just basically break that particular leaf, he rubbed that leaf and he basically apply or that particular leaf ka as a quality on leaf particular on his wound. So from here it was found out that yes, they can think very sharply. Then UPSC has asked which particular animal can make a I'm just telling the story first. The orangutan has make a proper sharp object from a tree ka. He just break one part of your branch from your tree and he just make a sharp object, and he basically started hunting for the fruits and basically fruits and vegetable fruits basically in that particular jungle. In short, he was started hunting for food. So that was specifically asked which particular animal recently has done this kind of level, which has this kind of intelligence level in current animal kingdom. So the answer was orangutan. So yes, orangutan, it was actually asked time to time, and currently it's a Southeast Asian country were doing orangutan diplomacy, which is part of great apes. We are also evolution of the same breed of great apes, but not orangutan. There are 5 species in great apes. You have to tell me by searching that what are the 5 species which are present under this great ape wala stuff. Now rhino horns are highly valued illegal trade. Indian rhinos के बारे में information is important. What is the IUCN status? What is basically the other qualities? So the scientific name is Rhinoceros unicornis. So actual the real unicorns which are present in our system is these rhinoceros belonging to family side Rhinocerodite. This is the scientific part, science related. This is not important. This is actually important from botany and animal kingdom perspective. But you should be aware of the scientific name as well. IUCN status, they are vulnerable, including in the IUCN vulnerable list. That means the still number is high, not an extreme or critical situation, but yes, they are at a vulnerable position. Wildlife Protection Act mein they comes under your Schedule 1. When whatever the animal, whichever animals come under the Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act, that means any type of hunting, poaching or any kind of illegal thing or trade which is done for them or by their skin, or any kind of harm which you are doing to those particular species, that is highly punishable. You can go to jail and you have to pay like a good number of amount to the authorities. So that is basically what Schedule number 1 is all about. Schedule 1, in short, we are actually these particular species highly sensitive, and any kind of harm if you will do to this particular species, you have to face the extreme consequences. Now features, first of all, this is also very important. These are not carnivorous, these are not omnivorous, these are herbivorous. That means they actually rely on plant and plant related products. First of all, single horn, we are studying about the qualities of Indian rhinos. Single black horn, not made of bone but keratin, which can grow up to 25 inches. Then thick grey brown armor like skin fold. Matlab the skin is actually a grey brown color of skin. Second largest rhino species, which we have already talked. The first is the white rhino, which can weigh up to 2200 kgs. Just imagine 2200 kgs of up to weight can be seen. So this is the second largest. Indian rhino is the second largest, and white rhino is one of the largest weight weighing rhino species you can see. As we have discussed, the diet is herbivorous. They feed on grasses, leaves and aquatic plants. Then they are found in the grasslands and floodplains and riverine forests. That's why you can see it is found in the Kaziranga National Park, which is actually fulfilling all these 3 qualities. and it is also found in India and Nepal, primary in the Brahmaputra and Tarai and Gangtok basins. So we have discussed all this. This is basically the distribution system of your rhinos. So habitat can be seen in your Assam, some part of West Bengal, and yes, some parts of Dudhwa National Park, that is in your Uttar Pradesh. So which of the national parks where you can see rhinos? Kaziranga National Park, Manas National Park again in Assam, Povitro Wildlife Sanctuary again in Assam, फिर जल्दापारा and Gorumara National Park, that is West Bengal, and Dudhwa National Park, Uttar Pradesh. So these three major national parks are sanctuaries which is actually associated with Assam, and one from West Bengal, matlab one in combination, and one is basically from UP. So they can ask you these are the national park, and yes, do your particular rhinos they found here. Indian rhinos, so answer is yes, but Indian rhinos are not only limited to India, they also found in the regions of Nepal. Someone will say ki arey they are also present in the zoo or Mumbai zoo or Delhi zoo or any XYZ zoo. That is just for a, that is not they are present in the larger number. That is just to showcase yes, there is a species which is known as the rhino. Majority of the species where they are found in a natural habitat, not an artificial habitat, that is basically your India and Nepal. India may be specifically the region of your Brahmaputra region, and major three areas are from your Assam. So what are the different rhinos? Indian rhino, Javan rhino, that is Indonesian rhino. Then you have Sumatran rhino, that is also Indonesian rhino, white rhino, African rhinos, and black rhino, which is found in Africa. So these are basically the major 5 types of rhinos which can be seen. Indian rhino, obviously they have one horn, which is very important. Vulnerable status, which is also very important. Region is your India and Nepal. Javan rhino, that is one, but the status is critically endangered. So if UPSC asks the IUCN status of every a rhino present in the country, species of rhino, they are critically endangered. So answer is no, because every rhino species, every different rhino species, they have a different IUCN status. So Indian rhino, vulnerable. Javan rhino, critically endangered, found in your Indonesia. Sumatran rhino, critically endangered, found in Indonesia. White rhinos, they are, sorry, Sumatran rhinos are 2 horns also, but Indian rhino and Javan rhino, they are one horn. That means ek hi seeng hoti hai. That means they have only one horn present over here. But the Sumatran rhinos, white rhinos, and black rhinos, they have 2 horns. That means this part, this kind of feature can't be seen. They have properly 2 horns like different cattle you will see. So these are the white rhinos are nearly threatened. They are like almost, they are in a situation, they are at a worse situation. Black rhinos can be seen as a critically endangered, like means the species is there but in a very limited number. Now, second important article. And from here we will also cover the different article, that is how this particular article is also related to international relation. We will also going to see that. Shivraj Chauhan is currently the minister of your MP. Now, government not to allow sale of biostimulants without scientific approval, Shivraj Chauhan. This is what actually the statement which was given by Shivraj Chauhan in today's newspaper. So from here it is important, what are biostimulants? What is basically how they, why he is saying that we need a scientific particular nod. First he said ki, until unless no scientific clarification not given for biostimulants, we will not going to use these biostimulants, and how it is related to international relation, which was actually currently in news. Now biostimulants are like your, in short क्या होता है कि there are 2 things, like why we are studying these biostimulants, because they are actually helping to enrich the growth of the plant. For enrichment of the growth of the plant, what we are currently using in our society is, or currently in our agriculture, is fertilizers. We are pouring fertilizers, urea, and different kind of these kind of fertilizers and manure basically for the development of the and a good basically growing of the crop. But same this kind of these kind of from agriculture point of view, but we are using biostimulant. How biostimulant is different from fertilizers, that is also very important. Biostimulants are substances or microorganisms that when applied to plant or soil, it enhances plant growth, nutrient uptake, abiotic stress tolerance. That means कि it will make it more drought resilience. मतलब if there is a situation like drought has been created, so chances are less that they will going to their failure or their basically there are less chances कि वो खराब हो जाएंगे in short. So abiotic stress tolerance, it will help them to create a drought resilience and extreme, they will मतलब it will create a quality in a plant that they can actually face the extreme conditions. It could be extreme frost or it could be extreme drought like situation or drought like situation. And overall productivity without being fertilized or pesticide, because fertilizers and pesticides which are involved in the agriculture industry, they are also the reason why we are currently having different kind of diseases, because of these artificial chemical use which are put in your agriculture system and food and the crops which we intake, which is also actually in short they are having them to develop the crops, but because of which the crops are developed in a healthy condition. But cut to other part, these fertilizers and pesticides which are used in agriculture industry, that are very harmful for us. So but biostimulants are like that, they are different from them. They will going to basically increase the speed and increase the internal process of your plant. In detail abhi I will tell you. They are not nutrient or agrochemicals, but they stimulate the natural process. In short मतलब they are abhi like for example, अच्छा बहुत simple सा example है. Fertilizers and basically these pesticides are like doing a work of a makeup. For example, a person, if you see a girl without makeup and if you see a girl with makeup, there is a difference. So makeup is like makeup is basically working as a fertilizer and pesticide for agriculture industry. Ki they are just grooming from external, like they are externally grooming the conditions, or they are actually major, not internal changes has been done with these pesticides and fertilizers. They are actually spread so that कोई कीड़ा ना लगे, any particular insects can't eat that, और इस तरीके का that can be protected from external environment. ठीक है. But biostimulants are like your multivitamins, the nutritional fruits and vegetable. For example, this will going to improve the particular life of plant and nutrient and basically enrichment of the plant from inside. So that's why biostimulants are very important. This is not going to do a lipopoti of the crop. They will going to help development of the plants from within, that is via soil. This is basically your biostimulant. How this biostimulant work, this is also very important. Number one, they improve the tolerance against abiotic stress. That means extreme heat, rain, climate. This will going to increase that particular stuff. Then it will improve the metabolism of the plant and photosynthesis. That जैसे for example we take dahi and what we call that gut के लिए probiotics. We take probiotics basically to increase our system internally. So same like plants, these biostimulants are like your probiotic. So it is helping the plant to increase, to basically function well from internally, not externally. The fertilizers and pesticides which we are using, the majority of the work is basically to protect that particular plant from external environment, but it will also going to help them externally and internally. This is very important. So biostimulants improve the metabolism of the plant and photosynthesis. It will improve the production quality. Now there is one more particular diagram. Hope so it is visible. This is a particular, if this biostimulant, how that will going to affect the flower and fruit. Faster onset budding and flowering, improve production quality, increase crop yield. How this particular biostimulant will going to affect the budding part or the flowering part? जिस तरीके से the speed of budding will increase, the quality of production will increase, and the crop yield, मतलब the maximum of the crop can be grown and good quality of crop can be used if we are using these biostimulant. How it will going to affect the leaf part? Higher growth. Leaves are very important for the functioning of the plant, so it will going to improve the photosynthesis process, adapted stress reaction, better use of water, carbon and nutrient for chemical transformation, especially photosynthesis. Like our body's functioning is known as our digestive system and excretory system and proper whole nervous system. Same like your plant have a proper photosynthesis system. They are extracting minerals or nutrients from your soil, and then it is giving to the every part of the plant, that is including fruits and leaf. Same, this particular biostimulant will going to increase that person, will going to enrich that person, from because of which the life of a plant will be more healthy and they can produce a good amount and good number of crops. Now how it will going to affect the flora of the soil? It will going to improve the physiochemical properties. That means adaptation. In your science class you must have studied about the sulfur cycle, nitrogen cycle, which is very important for growth of a plant and a tree. So it will going to enrich the cycles which are present for the growth of the plant, which is going on, like which is going under the plant. So it will going to develop a good microorganism which will going to help in the growth of plant, plus it will also going to help plant to take a good amount of water and nutrients via roots through the earth or through soil. So that's why these biostimulants are not only working as an external factor, they are enriching, they are helping the plant to develop from inside. Now there are advantages and disadvantages as well. What are the advantages? Obviously it will going to improve crop production, it will improve the quality, it is highly beneficial for the farmers if they use them. So it will because these particular things are also abiotic, stress resistant, that means they can also survive any extreme condition, either it is drought, either it is frost, or either it is extreme monsoon. It will be going to increase the nutrients which are present in the fruits. Less chemical is used, matlab reduces the chemical input. So because if they are using the biostimulants, farmers are using biostimulants, then definitely they will use less fertilizers and pesticides. So that will also going to protect environment, soil and us, so that are very environment sustainable. Then it will going to also support organic farming, as India has a plan to shift to organic farming, which is the first state which has get the status of organic farming is Sikkim, which is the second state Himachal. Now different states are also converting them into 100% organic farming. So but currently there are two major states in our country which have converted them into a proper organic state, that is number 1 Sikkim and number 2 is your Himachal Pradesh. So it will going to improve soil health, it will going to improve the environment health, it will going to improve our health, and also it will going to improve the pocket health of farmer. But the thing is that these particular things they have benefit and they have disadvantages as well, because it is pocket friendly for big farmers, not for the middle class or lower farmers, because they are actually costly as compared to any other fertilizers or pesticides. That's why it is also believed that these biostimulants will not going to help the lower category farmers or middle category farmers. It will going to help your upper category or Amir kind of or rich farmers. This is also the concern. Now what are the basically disadvantages? There is no proper standardization or classification or study has been done how much they are beneficial, they will actually benefit to the plant at that scale. That's why currently Shivraj Singh Chauhan not in a mood. He's saying that unless a proper certification will be done by central government and the authorities from which we will take these biostimulants, we will not going to approve use of biostimulants in my state. So there is no proper standardization, and there is a lack of standardization can be seen. Then obviously it is also believed that biostimulant, they actually depend on variety of climate and soil ka. It might work good in alluvial soil, but it might not good for black soil. So that's why it is not hence proven it is good for every soil and weather conditions. So these are in short, scientific standards still needed to be proven. Scientific standards still there in somewhere between, they are not some still it is not clear whatever the things which are promised these biostimulants will going to work for is actually that useful or not. Then high cost for small farmers, which we have discussed, these are costly for the small farmers. Over claims, no regulations, limited scientific trials, and the storage and shelf life is actually not that much as compared to other crop which we are using. So these are basically the disadvantages which we can see. Biostimulants, yes, we have a specific law, we have regulated our Fertilizers Control Act, which was amended in 2021, but still there is no specific major law which is specifically talking about biostimulant. So under Ministry of Agriculture there are some provisions related to biostimulant, but still there is not major such law which can be seen. Commonly biostimulants are used in our country. On an average 1500 crore currently business have biostimulant has been done in our country, but still the scene is that कि राइस, व्हीट, शुगर केन, पल्सेस, फ्रूट्स में मैंगो, ग्रेप्स एंड बनाना, वेजिटेबल्स में टोमेटो, वेजिटेबल्स में टोमेटो, पोटैटो एंड अनियन हैज बीन यूज्ड. Yes beta, you have to remember articles as well. That is not article, that is actually articles. अच्छा ठीक है. You also have to remember the particular sections of Wildlife Protection Act. Articles, so you have to remember. For example, if there is like a question asked on biostimulants or how they are actually affecting the climate, or no such good example you are getting, so then you can write ki haan falana directive principles talks about environment protection. So for protection of the environment, these biostimulants are considered not that effective for the environment. So you can write something like this. You can link any current affair, any particular article to any XYZ. That's why we remember these articles, we actually ratify these articles, and also we actually remember all the 17 sustainable development goals. These fundamental rights and sustainable development goals and directive principles can be used anywhere, either in intro, either in body, either in conclusion, either in essay, because they are very, very, very useful, and it will be going to work as an enricher. So yes, these are very important beta. You can you should remember these articles. Specifically article 12 to your article 35 are very important. That should be on your fingertips ki which article talks about what, including what 14 clause 1 says, 114 clause 2 says, they should be also remembered. Plus yes, directive principles article 36 to article 51, they are also very important. So baki to article there should be upar niche, but these articles should be on your zaban, on your tips. ठीक है? So tip expose, the tip is that you should, these particular fundamentals should be on your tips. Now these are the common crops. Now what is this is a basic difference. Fertilizers, they supply essential nutrients like NPK. It will going to enhance the growth. It work directly increasing the soil and plant nutrition. It will going to work, it will going to enhance the quality of the plant within, from inside. It will going to aid the, it will going to add on the nutrient cycle rather than उसी को maintain करने के जगह. Then DAP is basically used, which is not good for health. Recently we have discussed कि India, because China has said that they will not going to supply DAP. We are the largest at DAP. This is kind of the diammonium phosphate which we are purchasing from China, and which is very important from agriculture industry. That is specifically China has said that I will not going to export that to India, because of which our agriculture production has been affected. Now that's why we have switched to another option, that is Saudi Arabia. So recently we have signed an agreement with your Saudi Arabia that we will going to dependent, like we will supply for next 5 years. Our largest your diammonia phosphate supplier will be Saudi Arabia. So for this Saudi Arabia thing, we were actually, for this fertilizer DAP, we actually initiated in 2018-19 that we will become Atmanirbhar. But current also the situation has not been fulfilled. Still we are struggling to become Atmanirbhar in this DAP. But yes, because China is manipulating the trade of DAP accordingly, that's why we have shifted. We have signed an agreement with Saudi Arabia कि you supply us क्या बोलते हैं DAP for next 5 years, and for next 5 years if mutually we agreed, then we can extend it for next 5 years. In short, 10 years तक का is fixed, but currently only 5-year agreement has been signed by both the countries. So the Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare and Chemical Fertilizer concluded this 3-day visit to Saudi Arabia, and under this we have signed an agreement valid for 5 years with option to extend for next 5 years with mutual consent on diammonia phosphate. ठीक है. India now it will be approx 17% of the increase can be seen in the import of diammonia phosphate from your Saudi Arabia. Now next fatafat we will cover this, and this is the last article. Finally it is on platform. That is very important. कि Shinkansen bullet train, Shinkansen technology bullet train finally is actually about to run in from Ahmedabad to Mumbai highway railways, and this is obviously started very like it was started very earlier, but now finally it will be reality. This is a Shinkansen train which you will see running in the routes of Ahmedabad and Mumbai very soon. A very high speed train which has been developed with the quality with the help of Japan. Currently our Delhi metro is also run by Japan, is basically the technology which we have shared with Japan. And we as a Delhi metro people, whatever the Delhi metro amount our Delhi metro receive on a per day, we are giving them as a loan to Japan. I guess in next last year or next year this particular loan from Japan will be end. Like Delhi metro construction, for the construction of Delhi metro we have taken assistance and loan from your Japan. So after your 40-50 years we are about to end that particular loan. Now again this particular technology of Shinkansen technology bullet train has been taken from Japan. हाँ ये भी है बेटा, it is mentioned there, I have missed that I guess. IPL, KIPCO, CIL, these are the three companies which are also involved with this Arabia companies. Thank you beta. It is mentioned there. So now Shinkansen system, just imagine a foreign type system. It was very easy basically to go from Ahmedabad to Mumbai in a very limited scale. It is also known as Alpha X. It can go up to speed of 400 kilometers per hour. And yes, it has a very improved quality. It will going to improve our railway system and infrastructure. Again it is stuck. How it is time efficient, it will going to boost the economy, it will going to boost the economical trade. Mumbai to Ahmedabad, earlier it was a 7 to 8 hour journey. Now we can reach to Mumbai to Ahmedabad only in 2 hours. So time saving, economy saving, safety, till history of Japan Shinkansen system of bullet train, no such accident. A particular train with 0 fatalities have been seen. So we are expecting, yes, in our railway system we are like highly prone to accidents, but currently we are expecting under this Shinkansen system like Japan we will also have no fatalities which will be done by this. So 0 death history of Shinkansen makes it one of the safest system or safest train of the world. Plus it has a very low emission, that's why it is very environment friendly. It will going to boost, it will also going to work on the research and development. So these are basically the quality of Shinkansen system. This is the important article which we have studied today. Hope so you have understood the topics. There are a lot more topics which we can cover, but yes, currently the time is less. So I am covering the important topics and the topics from one topic which we can cover other aspects as well. Other things you will find in our weekly current affair PDFs. Every week we update our weekly current affairs on the portal. You can download that from there. So that's all for today. Hope so you have enjoyed the session. It was a nice session and it was nice talking with you guys. That's all. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.